Imagine if you were born in a country where the government of that country would decide what movies you would watch, what songs you would listen to, and even what kind of hair you would have. Where the internet, YouTube, OTD, etc. do not exist. Where going outside the country is a far cry. Even knowing about the outside world is a legally punishable crime for people. And not only that, the punishment for this crime would have to be suffered not only by you, but also by your next generation. Doesn't it sound suffocating to hear? It really is suffocating. But you would be surprised to know that life is lived in such suffocating conditions. People of an entire country are living in it. First, yes, although it may seem unbelievable, there is such a country in the world. I hope I don't have to tell you what the name of that country is. Yes, North Korea. This country, located in East Asia, is bordered by China and Russia on one side and South Korea on the other. Although the country looks ordinary from the outside, life inside is very different. North Korea is considered one of the most closed countries in the world. People from other countries cannot go to that country if they want to. And even ordinary people there cannot leave their own country and go anywhere else if they want to. There is some software installed on the smartphones used there that takes screenshots of your phone at regular intervals. This means that the government can see what you are doing and what you are watching. Just think about it. What would life be like if someone was always watching your every move? To understand how strict these rules are, listen to an incident from 2021. That day, many people were called to a large field in North Korea. In short, they were forced to come there, but no one knew why they were called there. After some time, some soldiers brought a 22-year-old boy and made him stand in front of everyone. The boy stood with his head down, then within a few moments he was shot and killed in front of everyone. Even though everyone present saw everything, no one could say a word out of fear. But do you know why this boy was killed? What was his crime? Did he kill or rape someone? No, his only crime was this. He listened to some South Korean songs and shared those songs with some friends. Yes, this was the only reason he had to lose his life in front of everyone, and just one incident. There are many more such incidents and information about North Korea that will really surprise you, and in today's video we will know in detail what the life of a common person in North Korea is like. Let's start the video without further ado. When a child is born in North Korea, his life is different. From childhood, he grows up with many rules, just like we play with friends, watch cartoons, use mobile phones, but in North. Most of Korea does not have children. Every house has a picture of the country's leader. When you wake up in the morning, the whole family has to stand in front of that picture. Naturally, the little children in the house also grow up looking at these, so it is a completely natural thing for them. Then those pictures have to be cleaned thoroughly every day. Not even a little dust can be allowed to accumulate. You can understand how important it is to keep these pictures neat and clean by telling an incident. In 2019, a house suddenly caught fire. Inside that house, a woman with her two little ones, she lived with her child. The fire spread throughout the house very quickly. She quickly came out of the house with the two children in her arms, but in that hurry, she forgot to bring the picture of the leader that she had dragged inside the house. As a result, the picture was destroyed in the fire, and after receiving the news, the police arrested the woman. The two children fell ill and were admitted to the hospital, but even then their mother was not released. Later, she was severely punished for the crime of destroying the government's picture, and this one incident tells the story. How important are these pictures in North Korea? Also in North Korean schools, subjects like math and science are taught. But not only these, but the country's leaders and government also play a large part in education. From a very young age, children are taught that their country is the best country in the world. They know very little about the outside world. Because ordinary people cannot use the internet as they wish, we can open YouTube and watch videos whenever we want. We can watch any movie on Netflix or search for anything we want on Google. But no one in North Korea can do these things. They can only watch TV shows, books, and cartoons that the government allows, so they may not know the names of many famous movies, cartoons, or YouTube channels in the world. Then, just like us, we run home as soon as school is over. But North Korean children cannot go home straight after school. According to the government's rules, they have to do various kinds of work. Some are farming, some are working on the railway line, and if someone evades work, they have to face severe punishment. And then when they return home, there is no way for him to sleep peacefully, because one of the biggest problems in North Korea is electricity. There is no electricity at night. So if children think of staying up late to study, that is not possible there. And this is how a child's childhood in North Korea is spent in a confined space. But the harsh rules of their life do not end here. After finishing their schooling, they face a bigger responsibility. After growing up in North Korea, all their children are required to join the military, and after the training is over, he has to do whatever the government gives him. Anyway, that's all for childhood. This time, let's see how an ordinary adult spends his life here. In our country, when a person becomes an adult, he can try to study, work, or do business as he wishes. But in North Korea, the situation is very different. In many cases, the government decides who will do what work, so the opportunity to choose the job of his choice is very less there. But even after working according to so many rules and regulations, not everyone gets a good salary. It is known that the salary of a general government employee is around $1 to $1.50 a month in many cases. That means its value in Indian currency is around 80 to 400 rupees. You can understand that it is almost impossible to meet the monthly expenses of a family with such little money. Sometimes even 1 kilogram of rice cannot be bought with this money. That is why many families are seen in some places running their families by black market. If this is the situation of government employees, then think of those who work in factories or any other place. What could the situation be like? Normally, their working hours are supposed to be 8 to 9 hours. However, it is known that in many cases they have to work for 12 to 15 hours. And you can understand that even after working for such a long time, they get a salary of only 80 to 400 rupees. But the problem is not only in low salary. Many people in North Korea also depend on the government for food. The government there provides some daily necessities, including rice and corn, through rations. Earlier, an adult was given 600 grams of ration per day, but between 2017 and 2019, due to food shortages, that amount has been reduced to about 300 grams at various times. That is, it can be said to be almost half of what it was before. And I hope you understand how difficult it is to feed an entire family with this amount of ration. So many people are forced to buy extra food from the local market. But as I said, if the salary is so low, how many people can afford to buy food from the market? So, due to hunger, many people try to survive by eating wild plants, grass, and even insects. So all in all, the life of an ordinary person in North Korea is not limited to working long hours, low salaries, limited rations, and household expenses. All in all, every day becomes a big challenge for them. At this time, you may think that why do people live in such a difficult country? If not, they can leave for another country. But in the case of North Korea, the matter is not so easy. Leaving North Korea is considered one of the most difficult tasks in the world, because there, ordinary people cannot get a passport of their own choice. You can't travel to other countries without a visa. Opportunities to travel abroad are very few and limited and usually depend on government permission. Even then, if someone tries to escape illegally, you will be even more shocked to hear what happens to them. The border from North Korea to South Korea is so heavily guarded that it is almost impossible to escape through that route. Soldiers are always on the lookout, so most people don't even try to escape through that route. Instead, those who try to escape often try to head towards the Chinese border. But even that way is very difficult to escape. Many people are caught while crossing the river. There are also checkpoints there, and if someone is caught while escaping, strict legal action is taken against him. And do you know what that legal action is? Death penalty. So even if many people in North Korea want to escape, they cannot take that risk. But the matter does not end here. There are some other strict rules that make people even more afraid. One of them is guilt by association. According to this rule, if a person is a government, if someone commits something against the law or is found guilty of a major crime, not only that person is punished, Sometimes, due to a person's crime, the entire family members also have to face problems for the same reason. Not only parents, siblings, but also relatives in bad relationships become difficult. That means if your grandfather goes to jail for some reason, you will also have to go to jail. As a result, the entire family has to suffer the effects of one person's mistake or action. One such incident happened in 1982. A pregnant woman was brought to jail, and there was a woman in political prison number 14. A baby was born in the camp and named Singdong-pyo. This camp number 14 in North Korea was a place where once a prisoner enters, he cannot leave it alive. So Shin grows up in prison, and when Shin grows up a little, he thinks that people all over the world live in prison like this. He has never seen a television, a car, or money in his life. He doesn't even know if the world is round or square. Prisoners in prison were only given boiled corn and salt. China also ate that food, but sometimes they wouldn't go down his throat. So, in the heat of the butter, he would sometimes catch rats, mice, and even live insects from under the prison floor, burn them, and eat them as food. No one can even plan an escape while sitting in prison, because if someone finds out about the plan, they will be killed right there. And that's exactly what happened to Sin's mother and grandfather. One day, Sin heard his mother and grandfather trying to escape from this prison. Sin was very young at that time. So, unable to understand anything, he went and told a policeman. And then, right in front of Sin's eyes, his mother was hanged and his grandfather was shot, and he had to stay in that prison after all this. Then in 2005, when he was a little older, Shin also tried to escape, and fortunately that plan was successful. He escaped first to China and from there to South Korea, and then the whole world knew about his story. Shin was lucky, but not everyone is as lucky as Shin. Many people try to escape but are caught and die there. Many still have the courage to leave that country. Couldn't. So for millions of North Koreans, living independently is just a dream. For a country that we consider ordinary and normal today, this life is the biggest dream in the world. All the information about what exactly happens inside North Korea is still not clear to the outside world. However, the picture that emerges from various reports, satellite images, and the experiences of people who have fled the country is truly surprising. What do you think? What would you do if you were born in such a country? Be sure to comment. I will wait to hear your opinions. I'm ending this video here for now. See you in another video. Until then, stay well and healthy.